Hello everyone, welcome to this edition of Viral. I'm your host as always, Ken Diggs here, as we talk about Tim Norman, a plot to kill. Yes, the news has broken that Tim Norman, the son of Miss Robbie of famed Sweet Pies of St. Louis, Missouri, has been indicted and charged for killing and plotting his nephew for an insurance policy. This is the most sick, disturbing news that we have learned on Viral. But first things first, join in the conversation using the hashtag Viral here on Connect as we talk about Tim Norman, Plot to Kill. Many of you know Tim Norman, a reality show television personality, star of Sweetie Pie, son of Miss Robbie, who was a part of the Ike and Tina review. And now we learned to find out that Tim Norman was plotting against his own nephew to get him killed for an insurance policy. Man, this is heartbreaking. This is senseless, and this is disturbing. And comes from a man of a true psychopath that we all thought was actually was going to be a very good guy, but it turns out that he got a lot of problems that he got to handle. Let's look at this newsreel from our affiliate in St. Louis on how this all came about with this.
The Montgomery family was devastated. That played out in front of thousands on their reality show on the Oprah Winfrey Network. Now, some 4 years after it happened in 2016, Miss Robbie, the owner and creator of Sweetie Pies, her son, allegedly set it all up. James Timothy Norman, seen in this mugshot, is now charged with conspiracy and the murder-for-hire death of his nephew, 18-year-old Andre Montgomery. Federal court documents detail the meticulous murder happening all in the midst of the family filming their popular cable TV reality show, Welcome to Sweetie Pies. The show, based off the popular soul food restaurant in St. Louis.
All this stuff is at Sweetie Pies, but we're really excited about our tea, my tea.
Federal investigators say the murder for hire starts with Norman obtaining a $450,000 life insurance policy on his nephew back in 2014. Fast forward to March of 2016, federal investigators say Norman had been in contact with Memphis, Tennessee exotic dancer Terica Ellis leading up to the murder, with both arriving in St. Louis at the same time. Court docs show Ellis and Norman used prepaid cell phones to communicate on the day of the murder before locating the 18-year-old. That's where authorities say the gunman found Andre Montgomery in the 3600 block of Natural Bridge Avenue and shot him to death around 8:02 in the evening. Court docs say Ellis's phone was pinged in the area. Shortly thereafter, the exotic dancer fled St. Louis back to Memphis, calling Norman in the process. Days later, authorities say Ellis deposited over $9,000 in cash into various bank accounts, and Montgomery called in to collect on his nephew life insurance policy he set up. Both Montgomery and Ellis are now federally charged in the conspiracy in the murder for hire. Montgomery was arrested in Jackson, Mississippi, as he was in the process of reopening another Sweetie Pies location. Now, for perspective, this is Norman's deceased brother's only child. And we reached out to the lawyers for Miss Robbie to get a statement from her. He told me that she is too distraught to speak at this time and will release a statement whenever she wants to. But live here in Midtown, Darian Henderson, Fox 2 News.
The cash in on a life insurance policy. Good evening. I'm Samantha Jones.
I'm Steve Savard. Tonight's new details come from federal authorities. James Norman is charged in a murder for hire plot. The victim, his nephew. Andre Montgomery was killed in March 2016 on Natural Bridge. He was the grandson of Miss Robbie, the original owner of Sweetie Pies. The restaurant and the family were the focus of a series on the Oprah Winfrey Network. News 4's Corey Stark is in the control room tonight. And Corey, this story is getting national attention.
Yeah, it sure is, Steve. And we have some of those details. The U.S. Attorney's Office says Montgomery's uncle, 41-year-old James Norman, was arrested this morning in Jackson, Mississippi for conspiring with another woman to have his nephew killed. Federal authorities say their murder-for-hire plan was all over a $450,000 life insurance policy. Our News 4 cameras were there in the late-night hours of March 14th, 2016, after Andre Montgomery was shot and killed inside a house on Natural Bridge. Andre had appeared several times on the St. Louis-based reality TV show Sweetie Pies, this video showing him graduate just a few years before he was killed. Now, 4 years after his murder, authorities still don't know who pulled the trigger, but say Montgomery's uncle, James Norman, and a woman were behind it all. Court documents show 2 years before the murder, Norman took out a $450,000 life insurance policy on his nephew, in which Norman was the only beneficiary. In the days leading up to the murder, Norman, who was living in LA, began communicating with an exotic dancer by the name of Teresa Ellis, who lived in Memphis, Tennessee. They both traveled to St. Louis, and on the day of the murder, prosecutors say Ellis contacted Montgomery to learn his exact location. After learning that information, she used a temporary phone to call Norman, and Montgomery was killed minutes later. Authorities say Ellis's phone location placed her in the area of the murder at the time of the homicide, and that she called Norman immediately after the murder took place and then left town. Soon after, Ellis deposited over $9,000 into bank accounts that previously had a negative balance, and a week after the murder, Norman contacted the life insurance company to collect on the $450,000 policy. And court documents show that despite several attempts to collect the insurance money, Norman hasn't been able to do so because he's failed to submit proper documents. Norman does own a Sweetie Pie.
As you saw right there, the evidence is heartbreaking to hear, heartbreaking to see that Tim Norman applied against his own nephew for a $400,000 insurance policy, and to collect, him conspiring with a Memphis stripper is sickening, disturbing, it's despicable. If you ask me, despicable. Man, and my heart goes out to Miss Robbie. She lost her grandson, and now she's losing her son after what he had done to her grandson. Well, let's look back to when Tim had took Miss Rob to the place where Andre, her grandson, had got shot. Take a look.
Through the park to the spot where Andre lost his life. Cause I had not been there yet. I don't think Mom had been there either. So we're still in the same street basically as my grandmother's house. Natural Bridge. So you can see Grandma, I was right here. Natural Bridge is the main street that goes from one end of the city to the next. Everything happens on Natural Bridge. All the crime, all the fast racing. This is it. Yes. They say he came out and used the phone. So they had to shoot him right here on this porch. We've lost a lot of family members here on this street. Andre, as of late. And then before Andre, my father. And in between that was Lyndon's son, Monique's brother, Aaron, who was like my brother. And it's all on this one street. A few blocks from each other. Right across from Grandma's house. Yeah, that's the same thing about it. Since Andre's passed, and I haven't gone through this part of the city. And really I've been avoiding it. I mean, it's like all up and down the street. We must stop killing, but it's just signs. Oh, okay, I'm ready to go. I'm getting sick to my stomach here. I can't believe how all times you get your hair done for everything else and you didn't get it done for this. It's ridiculous. This past spring, my grandson Andre was shot and killed while visiting St. Louis. I try to remember the good times with Andre and who he really was as a person. I tell you what, we are all so proud of you. You did it. I knew you could do it. I'm just glad that I got the opportunity to graduate. Because I know too. If I was still in Texas, I probably wouldn't graduate. So why do you think you wouldn't have graduated had you stayed home? Because one, only time I would have got help with schoolwork would have been right. We had a game coming up, and for two, the people there, I don't know. I guess I would have been fighting, got kicked out of school plenty of times. I'm not sure where I'll be there by my help, but I know I would have been graduating high school. I want to thank you for helping me, letting me stay. When he got on stage and got that diploma, I felt like I got it. Look out, world. I
And you saw her there, Miss Robbie, heartbroken. But little did she know that Tim was all planning this, orchestrating the attack. And it's sad to see that, and it's sad to it's just it's too sad. Too sad to watch. All right, let's hear what you people had a ton to say about Tim Norman plotting to kill his own nephew.
I got it.
Look out, world. I'm coming through. Turn up.
Andre and
Hey, this is Nicole with Atlanta Talks, and this is breaking news. I want to go into the video she just seen. Tim Norman has been arrested for the for the conspiracy of his nephew. Apparently, Tim did it for a life insurance policy for the amount of $450,000. I want you guys to understand that he did not receive the payment. Even though he did it for money, he never received the money. They denied him the life insurance policy. But I do know that he did originally get a girl. I think he gave her $9,000. You know, and that was only to set up his nephew. That was only to get his nephew in St. Louis. Tim Norman's mother was the one that took Andre in. She took Andre in because his mother could not do anything with Andre, and he kept getting into trouble. So she took him in, and I think she was very proud of him. I think Tim used a lot of things to get where he wanted to be at. You know, this goes back to even the Jennifer Williams the Jennifer Williams claims that he was abusive. He was hiding in bushes and all kind of stuff allegedly. So like that makes you think, like, was she even telling the truth? Because Jennifer is, she does a lot, but I do think she was telling the truth at this point. So I'm gonna get into some more. I'm trying to get some more information for you guys, and I'm gonna do an update later on tonight. So Night Owls just.
Nessa girl, I was laying down minding my business like I always do. I'm over here in Atlanta for work. I just got through watching Love and Marriage Huntsville, and I was tired. I was finna get up and call y'all, and I'm sitting there wondering, why is my line blowing up? Steady, just a ringing and a blowing and a blowing and a ringing and a buzzing and a shaking. And when I picked up the thing, they said Tim done fucked up the thing. Let me tell y'all something. If y'all think that nephew dead, somebody gonna have to go around there and see about Miss Robbie, because by the next 2 hours, her ass gonna be dead too from a broken heart. She loved it, Andre. She loved it, Tim. And come to find out, Tim ass don't have something to do in the murder for hire plot death of Andre. This is ridiculous. It's complete devastation to the nation, and it should not even be. And then come to find out, he carried his ass down into the life insurance people a week before.
In this crisis, leadership matters. Quick action from Senator David Perdue got Georgia hospitals
before his death and took out a policy, and girl, he only took out a policy for $450,000. Bitch, you could have waited till Corona and got that money from the SBA people or from the PPPE people. Then to find out you didn't even go and cash in the damn policy. I guess the bitch was scared that people was gonna know his ass had something to do with it. But I'm gonna tell you what happened. And this from watching P-Valley and the rest of you low class, no morals having bitches. When you fuck around with stupid ass strippers, stupid ass things get caught. The FBI people don't play. Let me tell you, them alphabet people do not play. The DEA, the FBI, the CIA, and the IME, goddammit. I don't play. They don't found the burner phones situations and was able to pin the scripper burner phone to the ad. Let me back up. The lady had done eat the scripper bitch. And you see, just when I was watching P-Valley and trying to have some sympathy and be humanized for you bitches, you came back and you showed me why you're not worthy of getting into God's kingdom. You low down, dirty, unscrupulous, street walking, horse Okay, he done got with this whore. She came from out of town. She emailed him and said she was on the way into town. Mistake number one. Then he books a ticket to St. Louis from LA. Get there on the burner phone and text the lady the address. The boy was shot at 8:02. At 8:03, she calls him from the burner phone. A minute after the boy had died, instead of calling the police, the people had done ascertained. For you dumb hoes on the short bus, ascertain means figured out. Figured out that she was there to the damn thing, to the house, to the scene of the crime, to the place where he died, where he expired, where the body got the stanking at, where they put the yellow tape at. She was there.
They ain't doing that.
Then from after that, they seen how the GPS signals and stuff from the burner phone was following her up the interstate, and then his phone had some tracking and can on it, whatnot either. Then he carried his ass back to LA, where soon afterwards the burner phones went out of service. Catch these T's. The stripper bitch must have been selling bad pussy because they said her account was $3,000 in the negative.
Here's looking at you, Claire.
How do you know what I look like?
And shortly thereafter his death, she made a $4,000 deposit. A week later, she made like another $1,700 deposit. And a few days later, she made like another $1,000 deposit. That another $1,000 deposit probably was her sucking dick to the champagne room or whatever the case may be. And now she done fucked around and fucked up her whole life for less than $10,000. And here's the thing. Miss Robbie's so brokenhearted because on one token, you're supposed to love your son. You're supposed to love him. How in the hell is you gonna manage to love him and he done killed your damn nephew? You tried to kill that lady Brad and you done killed her nephew, you big high booty, wide hipped, duck booty, Sinbad, hijack boogie having bitch. And you know what, Jennifer Williams, I owe you an apology. I owe Jennifer Williams from Basketball Wives an apology. Now, it was bad enough when that man threw that martini in her face so goddamn hard. He blessed her with the blood of Jesus in her eye and almost made her blind like Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder at the same damn time. But when she said that man was stalking her and trying to whoop her ass and threaten her, I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it one bit because I thought she was just trying to get some money and get a little piece of man and for the damn show. But now I come to find out that this motherfucker will go try to get somebody killed, and not just somebody, your family member. Then it's very liable to say he did that. Jennifer, I'm sorry to you, and you dodged a bullet and an insurance policy, bitch. If you killed your nephew for $450, how much you would have killed Jennifer ass for? Quiet as it's kept, the messy bitch ain't worth $20, but that's besides the point. That's besides the point. Now, don't nobody want none of them death collard greens she riding there selling that sweetie pies. Ain't shit riding that sweet. Whatever the fuck she put in that Kool-Aid or whatever the fuck kind of sprinkling she put in them goddamn greens in that dressing, it made people violent and crazy and death-like, and we don't want it. We don't want it at all. They need to put his big white. Let me tell you one thing about you, Tim. That big old girl. Give me that donkey butt and them big old legs. I ain't too proud to be. They gonna bend that big wide. I'm gonna say some trick daddy. Cause you got a big old ass and bow legs and fire head and all that shit that I want. Sexy motherfucker. Yes. Pull your panties to the side and let them slide through. Cause they about to, nigga, you about to have a cellmate named Otis that's gonna ride.
Why the fuck is it?
We went above and beyond regulations because they wanted to make sure.
You don't have to cut all this.
Ride the fuck out them love handles and smack all that butt, them big old legs all in between your thighs and in your butt. Tim, this is a level of brokenheartedness that I don't wish on nobody. It's one that Miss Robbie done lost 2 people, and normally when you find the killer of somebody that killed your family member, you feel a level of vindication. This woman can't even feel vindicated because she lost her nephew and she has now lost her son. And for what? Why would you kill that damn boy? Y'all was already making good money right there. You was already robbing Miss Robbie blind, stealing all her money out the register and selling greens out the back of the thing. I know about you. They said you was down there in St. Louis selling boxes of goddamn lamb chops, 2 for $20. They said you had that lady stuff and was selling it all at the back of her shop, and then you gonna go have that boy killed with a stripper, bitch? At least you should have had enough decency to kill her and conspire with a bitch that went down to Florida State University and got their degree in killing sciences or criminal justice. They would have known not to send emails and send text messages and all the rest of that damn bullshit. This is a shame, and my heart goes out to the Sweetie Pie family. Now listen, for the repast, we don't want none of that damn food because it's been proven that that's their food, and if you eat it, your ass will end up dead, or somebody will be trying to kill your ass. But nevertheless, Miss Robbie, I really feel bad for you because you did not deserve this. And Tim Norman, I hope every man in whatever prison they send you to, Shawshank, I hope they turn your booty to a buffet at Golden Corral, bitch. Stir it all up with all kind of ranch dressing in between it and on the side. That's all I got. Ain't got no more. I'm going to stay on this case. And I'm going to come to y'all with the updated details when they come. And I'll call you back, Nessagura. Bye.
First of all, I was laying here, minding my damn business. You know, just watching some news. And so my blogger, who lives in St. Louis, he's been blogging for me for years, Kevin. So Kevin texts me, and he says, T, I just posted something about Sweetie Pies. You need to go read it right now. So you guys know, this is my show. I've been watching it from day one. Matter of fact, not even a month ago, I talked about all the drama with Tim Norman and Janae and Miss, Robbie. Did a whole breakdown. So I'm thinking, okay, this is a conclusion to all the drama that happened a month ago. Maybe Janae finally got her child support money. Maybe Miss Robbie sued her for defamation. Let me go ahead and sip this tea. So I go to my Facebook page, and when I tell you, the headline that I saw on my Facebook page says, Sweetie Pie's owner charged with conspiracy and alleged murder for hire plot in the death of his nephew. And I tell you, I was not expecting that headline. I was not expecting that headline at all. Do y'all know this big hit punk that's sitting here in his mugshot smiling like he won the freaking lottery? He's being accused of setting up a murder to hire plot on his nephew, Andre Montgomery, the young man that I did a story on 4 years ago. Back when I lived in LA, I talked about the death of Andre Montgomery and how he was killed and how I felt it was a setup, but I thought it was more gang activity. Well, breaking news as of not even an hour ago, Tim Norman set up his 18-year-old nephew, his own brother's son, the brother that got killed 20 years ago, who is Andre's father. He set him up and killed him for the life insurance policy of $450,000. When I tell you I'm livid, I am livid. I was literally shaking when I had to text back my blogger. I literally I'm just blown away. I'm just blown away by this news. So let me go ahead and just try and frame this for you guys who don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. Because if you're not a fan of this show, you're probably like, what is he screaming and ranting about? To the fans of the show, y'all get why I'm so emotionally invested in her. So let me go ahead and do a flashback, okay? Let me do a flashback to when Andre died. I want you guys to go ahead and watch this flashback, and I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary. I want to come on here and talk about the whole situation concerning Andre Montgomery. If you guys don't know who that is, he is the grandson of Miss Robbie from Sweetie Pie. And then, they brought Andre in. He came up from Texas. And Miss Robbie really wanted to help him graduate high school and get on the right track because her older son, Andre, who was Andre's father, was killed as well in California like 20 years ago when he was a baby. So this whole situation is really sad. When I first heard this, my heart dropped. Because I remember watching him on the show, and, he was funny, and, he was just a kid trying to figure out life, and she really wanted him to graduate. And in 2013, he walked across that stage, and nobody was more prouder than Miss Robbie. So to hear that he was killed, the entire situation is just crazy. I want you guys to go ahead and check out this news clip, and I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary.
This afternoon, a shooting yesterday in North St. Louis on Natural Bridge has claimed the life of 21-year-old Andre Montgomery. Now, according to TV station KCBD, Montgomery is known for regularly appearing on the reality show Welcome to Sweetie Pies, which, as you know, is taped here in St. Louis. News 4 is following this development, and we, of course, will update you throughout the night. The story involving the death of 21-year-old Andre Montgomery, who appeared several times on the St. Louis-based reality TV show Sweetie Pies.
I don't think Andre really realizes what this means.
I mean, this bitch. Well, I can't blame her.
To our whole family because
got
this
two
was a
commercials.
project, and the whole family was supporting him the whole time.
That was a clip from a few years back when Montgomery graduated high school. Now, he's the grandson of Miss Robbie on the Oprah Winfrey Network show Sweetie Pies. Montgomery was shot in a home on Natural Bridge late last night. Police are still looking for a killer.
But there was a lot of really disturbing things on his Facebook page before it was deleted, and he was saying he was going back up to St. Louis. His family feels like he was set up, and they're saying that he had gotten a phone call to go meet up with somebody, and when he got to the hotel to go meet up with whoever he was supposed to meet up with, that's when he was gunned down and he was killed. He died on the scene, and they're saying that somebody went to the hotel room and robbed him of his stuff that was in the hotel room. So this whole situation is just crazy. So you guys just watched that flashback, okay? That was from 4 years ago. What is just so creepy is that I'm going back and I'm seeing old clips of when Tim Norman was with his mother, walking through the streets of St. Louis, talking about the death of his cousin, Linda's son, talking about the death of his older brother. He was killed. And then also talking about the death of his nephew. This is just so eerie to just find out what really happened. Y'all go ahead and just check out this video, watch this video, and I'm going to come back and break down what they're accusing Tim Norman of doing.
I drove my mom through the park to the spot where Andre lost his life, but I had not been there yet. I don't think mom had been there either. And we're still on the same street, basically, as my grandmother's house, Natural Bridge. So you can see grandma's house right from here.
Natural Bridge is the main street that goes from one end of the city to the next. Everything happens on Natural Bridge. All the crime, all the fast racing. This is it.
Yes.
So he came out and used the phone. So they had to shoot him right here on this porch.
Oh, Michael couldn't sell that
A lot of family members
shit.
here
He
on the
wanted
street.
to sell it.
Andre, as of late. And then before Andre, my father. And in between that was Linda's son, Monique's brother, Aaron, who was like my brother. And it's all on this one street. A few blocks from each other. Right across from grandma's house.
Yeah, that's the sad thing about it.
Since Andre's passing, I haven't gone through this part of the city. And really, I've been avoiding it.
I mean, it's like off life. Somebody that I wanted to take under my wing and make sure that he made it. And my goal was to get him through high school. And so when I did that, I really wanted him to go back home because St. Louis is a city where black men are killing each other. And he came back and then was there like 4 or 5 days and got killed. So that's heartbreaking. And Linda, with Andre's passing, does that bring up the memories of your son, Aaron?
Yes, it does, because the fact that they both was young men. You know, my son, he got killed because he was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Andre, when he got killed, he was trying to make music.
Charles not the only boys left in this generation. TJ, you know, he's another generation, but we lost the entire family to violence, you know.
Charles, you and Andre, I saw, you know, from the...
All right, y'all just saw that. It is so disturbing to go back and watch that scene, knowing now what they're saying that Tim did to Andre. So this is what's being reported. They're saying James Timothy Norman, 41 of Jackson, Mississippi, was charged by a federal complaint on August 11th, 2020. He was arrested this morning in Jackson, Mississippi. Norman was charged with conspiracy to use interstate commerce facilities in the commission of a murder to hire, resulting in death. According to the complaint, Timothy conspired with Tierka Ellis and others to use the facility of interstate commerce, namely a cellular phone, to commit murder for hire in exchange for U.S. currency in violation of Title 18, United States Code 1958. In 2014, Norman obtained a $450,000 life insurance policy on his 18-year-old nephew, Andre Montgomery, in which Norman was the sole beneficiary. In the days leading up to Montgomery's murder, Ellis, an exotic dancer residing in Memphis, Tennessee, communicated with Montgomery and informed him that she was planning to be in St. Louis. On March 13th, 2016, the day before Montgomery's murder, Norman flew to St. Louis, Missouri from his home in Los Angeles, California. On March 14th, 2016, Ellis and Norman communicated using temporary phones activated that day. Ellis also used a temporary phone to communicate with Montgomery and learn his physical location. Immediately after learning Montgomery's location, Ellis placed a call to Norman. On March 14th, 2016, at approximately 8:02 p.m., Montgomery was killed by gunfire at 3964 Natural Bridge Avenue in the city of St. Began traveling to Memphis, Tennessee. In the days after the murder, Ellis deposited over $9,000 in cash to various bank accounts. On March 21st, 2016, Norman contacted the life insurance company in an attempt to collect on the life insurance policy that he had obtained on his nephew. Tierka Ellis was also charged by the complaint with conspiracy to use interstate commerce facilities in the commission of a murder to hire, resulting in a death. United States Attorney Jeff Jensen credited the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department and the FBI. Jensen stated that the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department Homicide Section and FBI have established a dedicated and effective partnership in this extensive investigation. So that is the story. That is what Tim, aka James Norman, is being accused of. Why this man is smiling, grinning from ear to ear is beyond me. The whole situation is just plain straight up creepy. His smile, his disposition, everything. And for y'all who think, oh, they're just trying to railroad the black man, we have the receipts, okay? We have the criminal complaint, the United States District Court, we have the affidavit, we have everything. It's 6 pages long. This is not a rumor. This is not, them trying to take down the black man's restaurant and not wanting to see him grow and flourish. There's 6 pages in this criminal complaint. I will post the link to the criminal complaint in the affidavit. I have the direct link. I will post it in the comment section. You guys can go and read it yourself. Okay? This is a very real story. This is no one trying to take down, the black man's restaurant and make it where Tim can't, sustain his livelihood. Tim is a killer. And Tim killed his 18-year-old nephew for life insurance money. This is sickening. That young boy had his whole life ahead of him. His mother, Tim's mother, Andre's grandmother, flew him from Texas to come be on Sweetie Pies, to keep him out of trouble, to help him graduate, to help put him on the right path, and for his uncle to plot to take his life is insane. The way his lifestyle was at the time, he was kind of veering on the wrong track. And Tim Norman took advantage of that. Because the first thing everybody thought was it was a gang hit. It was a rival. It was the ops. You're not going to think it's the damn uncle. When the little boy's on Facebook brandishing weapons and, throwing up gang signs. So he basically had the perfect cover. Andre's wilding out. Let's make it look like a gang hit. And he thought he got away with it. But thank goodness for the cold case detectives keeping their foot on this story and now charging him and Tierka. This is sickening. I mean, just a month ago, we were talking about Tim Norman and all the mess that was going on with him and Janae and the mother. There's always been something about Tim that a lot of us did not like. Like I said, them damn hips don't lie. He tries to come off like a teddy bear type, but there's something wrong with him. We saw the drama that went on between him and Jennifer Williams. The boy did 10 years in prison. So he's not no, square dude on the up and up. But I would have never suspected him of killing his own nephew for money. Now, he's had his issues with his mother, stealing money from her and creating businesses behind her back. That's not okay, but I could see that. But you could not have told me in a million years that Tim was behind the death of Andre. I'm still shaking behind this, and I'm still livid. This is insane to me. So anyways, y'all, that is the story. I want to go ahead and get this out because I know a lot of people are talking about it on social media. Let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on all of this information that's breaking as of an hour ago concerning Tim Norman from Sweetie Pies. How do you guys feel about this? Did you watch the show? Did you keep up with it? How did you feel when Andre was killed all those years ago, only to find out that Tim Norman, his own uncle, was behind his death? So go ahead and leave a comment. All right. Deuces.
Whoa. Wow, this is new. This is very, very new. This was as of this happened a few hours ago. It's the 18th, yeah. It was a few hours ago. Damn, yo. Sweetie Pie's owner charged with conspiracy in alleged murder for hire plot in the death of his nephew. So, Madison County, Mississippi. Wow. James Timothy Norman, owner of Sweetie Pie's restaurant, has been arrested on federal charges and is currently held in a Madison County detention center. Norman was charged with conspiracy to use interstate conference facilities, a cell phone, in the commission of a murder for hire resulting in death. According to the complaint, Norman, Tarika Ellis, and others conspired to commit a murder for hire in exchange for money. Federal authorities allege that in 2014, Norman obtained a $450,000 life insurance policy on his 18-year-old nephew, Andre Montgomery. Norman was the sole beneficiary. In the days leading up to Montgomery's murder, Ellis told Montgomery that she was coming to St. Louis. On March 13th, 2016, the day before Montgomery's murder, Norman flew to St. Louis, Missouri from his home in Los Angeles, California. On the 14th of March 2016, Ellis and Norman communicated using temporary phones activated that day. Ellis also used the temporary phone to communicate with Montgomery and learn his location. Immediately after learning Montgomery's location, Ellis placed a call to Norman. Around 8 p.m. that same day, Montgomery was shot and killed. Ellis's phone location information places her in the area of the murder at the time of the shooting. Wow. Immediately following Montgomery's murder, Ellis placed a call to Norman and then began traveling to Memphis, Tennessee. In the days after the murder, Ellis deposited over $9,000 in cash into various bank accounts. On the 21st of March, 2016, Norman contacted the life insurance company in an attempt to collect on the life insurance policy he had obtained on his nephew. Tarika Ellis was also charged by complaint with conspiracy to use interstate conference facilities in the commission of murder for hire, resulting in death. The St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department Homicide Section and the Federal Bureau of Investigation are investigating these charges. Holy God. Whoa. Whoa. So Tim Norman, or James Timothy Norman, is a owner of a franchise, a large franchise, and he was one of the stars of a hit reality show during the around 2010-ish and on, called Sweetie Pies.
The restaurant is called Sweetie Pies, and the show was called Sweetie Pies. It was a huge own network show. Oprah loved it, took it. It was a St. Louis-based show. It turned Sweetie Pies into a franchise restaurant. It is a soul food restaurant that basically built them through using their platform, using the reality show platform. They were able to build a franchise off of their show, off the back of the platform of that show. And one of the main characters was this guy named Tim. And now one of the things that was very interesting is that Sweetie Pie's show, the show Sweetie Pies, kind of slowed down, kind of just died off when Montgomery was killed. When Robbie's, when Robbie's grandson, Montgomery, died, Andre Montgomery, when he died, she almost gave up. You know what I mean? She basically just stopped everything. She stopped doing the show. She was very heartbroken, understandably. The murder came out of nowhere. The death of her grandson came out of nowhere, y'all. And now the fact that they're saying, wow, now that they're saying that the uncle, like Andre's uncle Tim, is the person who called the shot. Like, yes, and then I totally forgot about that. Also, Robbie ended up suing Tim as well. I totally forgot about that. She also sued him, but apparently he's still doing his thing, or he was. Now he's locked up. But at the same time, oh my God, if this is any way, shape, or form remotely true, they better throw him under the damn prison. They better throw the book. They better throw all types of stuff. You know what I'm saying? That is a terrible human being. That is a terrible, terrible human being. That's crazy. And Tim, and that's the other thing. And Tim and Robbie were hella tight because they were building an enterprise. They were building a franchise together. You know what I mean? They were building her legacy. And then all of a sudden, everything just went dead. It just went dead. It just went dead. As soon as Andre died, everything died with him. All of her dreams, all the things that she was trying to make happen, just stopped dead in its tracks. And I think the lawsuit happened even more because I think he was trying to take over Sweetie Pies in general. I think he just wanted to take it over all of it. I don't know what happened, but there were like 2-3 Sweetie Pies in St. Louis for a good time there. And then as soon as Andre died, everything started getting shut down. That is a terrible human being. That is a terrible, terrible human being. That's crazy. And Tim, and that's the other thing. And Tim and Robbie were hella tight because they were building an enterprise. They were building a franchise together. You know what I mean? They were building her legacy. And then all of a sudden, everything just went dead. It just went dead. It just went dead. As soon as Andre died, everything died with him. All of her dreams, all the things that she was trying to make happen, just stopped dead in its tracks. And I think the lawsuit happened even more because I think he was trying to take over Sweetie Pies in general. I think he just wanted to take it over all of it. Because I know that they moved to Atlanta. They were trying to opened up a Sweetie Pies in Atlanta. I think that there were other places. They were trying to take it to other cities. And I think he just could not handle it or something like that. I don't know what happened, but there were like 2-3 Sweetie Pies in St. Louis for a good time there. And then as soon as Andre died, everything started getting shut down. Everything. So I'm sorry. That is so terrible. You know, and what's messing me up even more, what's angering me even more, is the mugshot, yo. If you see this mugshot, man, I'm about to show y'all this mugshot. He opened other stores, other restaurants, other sweetie pie restaurants without her permission. He just started going, he was getting money hungry. Clearly, he was money hungry. You know what I'm saying? He was clearly money hungry. Brad was doing this thing. Then there was almost a $500,000 life insurance policy on his nephew's head. So he just went and got him killed so he could try to collect. That is a garbage person, man. You a garbage person. Man, man, some stuff like that just puts hate in your heart. That makes you mad, man. Who does that, man? Who does that? That was a young man, 18 years old, y'all. 18 years old. And now he's not here anymore. Because one of his own kin, one of his own flesh and blood, man, did that to him, man. I have no patience for people like that, man.
PrEP is a daily prescription medication that can prevent you from getting HIV. The HHS Ready Set PrEP program provides PrEP medication to those who qualify. Apply now at getyourprep.com. Get rolling. Try the all-new E9049.
We know.
On August 20th.
This season started off really, really hard, you know. And I just was talking with a young man from Chicago, a rapper, and we were talking about, you know, the violence and you guys walked through. I mean, it was like I was really, really to lose your grandson, and then this legacy. You know, we talk about generational curses. Do you feel, Miss Robbie, that there is some sort of, you know, Tim's dad, you know, Andre's dad, you know, it's like
it seems like it just keeps going on and on and on. I mean, Andre was the last Montgomery. So we've never lost the last namesake. So this is really a whole different. There would be nobody to carry the Montgomery name on. All the girls are too old. We're not having kids anymore. So this was another, you know, bad thing to happen to really happen in his family. His dad,
your nephew,
my nephew.
right?
You know, so it's just an ongoing thing. I don't think of it as a curse. I think God's not going to put no more on me than I can handle. But sometimes you question why my family, because it's getting smaller and smaller. I thought I had a big family. Look up now, I don't have a lot. You know,
Right.
so. But it's devastating to lose a family member, especially to violence. And this was a young boy, 21 years old. What could he have done? And we haven't found anybody. They haven't solved it. Yeah. So it's like, what did he do? He was only in town for a couple of weeks.
Right.
So it was devastating.
Man, a vocal support against Tim Norman. We don't know what the charge is going to be. We know that he plotted against his own nephew, so they're going to be throwing the book at him. So, and then too, my heart goes out to Miss Robbie because she didn't deserve that. She don't need that at this moment. A lot of people saying that her condition is kind of severe, and hopefully she's able to brave enough to do what's going on. It's heartbreaking to hear that, heartbreaking to see that. But Tim Norman, man, I just feel sorry for you, man. You got whatever happens to you happens. It is what it is. All right. Thank you all for watching this edition of Virus. We talk about Tim Norman, A Plot to Kill, here on Viral. Man, we'll have more. See you later.